Everybody, good afternoon. So, story time. When I went to two different banks, right, got rejected by one. I was looking for a decent bank where I could put my money away. Somebody told me about Capital One. So I wanted to get a debit card. They gave me a debit card, but I needed to go to the bank itself to put the money on, right? So when I went to the place on Fordham Road, yes, I'm calling them out because there are some racist assholes. They didn't know that a black person like me wanted to put money on the card. So I was like, well, if you didn't like, first of all, let me start from the beginning how all this started. I spoke to a female representative, which sent me to a male representative. And I thought he was kind of nice, he was nice looking. So I was like, yo, I wanted to put my money on a debit card that I got a week ago, and that I wanted to see how I can start a savings account. So he asked for my information. We had a 5 minute conversation right before he denied me. He didn't check anything, he just straight denied me. And he was like, well, if you don't have a certain amount of a limit income, like a certain amount of income, you can't open an account and you can't do business with us. He turned me down. So I got up and without argument, I walked away. And then the woman was like, why did you say that to her? Like, a lot of college kids come here all the time. So I turned around and say I wasn't a college kid. I was a grown ass woman. And this was, I was in my 30s, my early 30s. And I was like, yo, I was happy to put in money into this account. But y'all sitting here turning me down. How can you turn down money? So the guy looked at the female representative and went like this. I was like, what is that supposed to be? He was like, oh, nothing. I was just talking about something else. No, you was talking about me because the woman was talking about me as well. She was asking you a question about me. So I knew that the guy was not feeling me at all. And I noticed when I looked around the bank room, it was full of Latinos and white peoples. And not to mention, you're in the middle of a black or multicultural neighborhood. So you bound to get some service from them. Like, you're about to do service with them. It's like every day you see a black person come in. One black guy was accepted, but I wasn't accepted. So yeah, it made me feel kind of fucked up. So I made a complaint to his boss about it. That he didn't want to do business with me because I was black, not because of my income. Because my income had nothing to do with debit cards. When you sign up for a debit card and want to put your money on it, they don't ask for your credit. They don't ask for income or anything. So what they was trying to do was screw me over, make me look bad. And with no explanation, like I said, it's like they don't tell you anything. Now I expect to get turned down by an all white company that don't like peoples, but never would I ever think in a million years that I would get turned down for wanting to do business with Capital One. So I was like, just a quick question, I'm curious, if you don't like black peoples, why did you send a black person one of your debit cards? He was like, well, I didn't even know you was black. And he was like, too, I never sent a debit card. If anything, one of my representatives sent them. So I'm looking, and I want everybody to hear this. So I'm thinking, I'm like, should I curse him out or should I just walk away? Because, the devil always trying me all the time. But I ain't let him win. So what happened? He got yelled at. It wasn't good enough for me, but it's whatever. So I walked out of there. I cut up my debit card when I came home. So I decided to go to Bank of America. And I was doing business with Bank of America for 2 years before they shut me down. And they claimed that I was trying to put a fake check in my account. So the check bounced, which it wasn't me. My boss at the time, I was working in Manhattan in the State Building. And he sent me a check. Normally, everybody would do things on debit card. So I was like, whatever. I was embarrassed. That was the number one thing, and I felt so horrible. I walked out of there feeling so bad, and I was like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. So I was like, let me just go to a regular check cashing bank and get my debit card. What is up with these banks out here? And then what's even funny is that people like me, we try our hardest to keep money and trying to save as much as we can just to live properly, or save it for a rainy day. And some people save it for times where they want to go away, they want to go on trips, or they want to splurge on shopping or clubbing or whatever the case is. And it's assholes, of a bank like Capital One and Bank of America that would try to sabotage your shit, accuse you for something you didn't do, or don't want to do business with you because of what you look like and your skin color. Now, I don't know if y'all ever went through something like this, but I've been through something like this, and I know it's not going to be the last time I'm going to go through something like this, but I just think it was really messed up. But I would never do business with them ever again, so I end up going to a trade cashing place to get me a debit card, and now I do my business online. I don't do anything face to face anymore because I don't need to be pointed out like that. I don't need to be feeling bad or be disrespected. It's like I hated it, honestly. I didn't even know what to do after that. It's like sometimes you just can't pick a fight with everybody because sometimes you will never win. But yeah, that was just my story time on that. And another story time I have, I don't know if I spoke to you about it before, but I wanted to get something to eat and at the same time look for another job. So I had a temporary job that lasted me for 6 to 8 weeks, and it was one of the best jobs I've ever had in my life. I worked throughout the whole winter, and I didn't want to leave, but they was like, we have to, because it was just a temp job, and they needed help the most. So I went to this sandwich place, Go Pret in Manja, and I went in Midtown, and I had the worst experience in there as well, because 5 seconds within me being in the store, I had one guy follow me throughout the little store that they had, and the place wasn't even that big. He kept asking me questions, oh, do I need help, or what am I looking for, as if I'm in a clothing shop. Sweetie, that is a food store, a sandwich shop, a super sandwich shop. What you think I'm here for? And when I asked for the price of the sandwiches and stuff, I knew what the price was because it was at the bottom of the sandwich, but the guy was like, but I wanted to see what he wanted to say, and the guy was like, well, that sandwich is $6, $7. It depends on which ones you want. And he's like, I don't think you want to get it because it's not your cup of tea. What do you mean it's not my cup of tea? So the girl looked at me. She's like, if you want to buy it, you can buy it. Don't listen to him. He's an asshole. And I was like, yeah, I believe it. I was like, let me just get the juice. So I decided to get me a health juice, which was this beet, carrot, and apple, or whatever. And they charged me $6 for that. The girl was like, it's not $6. That juice was $3.50. So that goes to show you, this motherfucker is a racist motherfucker. It's pretty much like, say that you're racist without saying that you're racist. I kid y'all not. You can't make this stuff up. When they overprice you, just because you're black, that's pretty much telling you they trying to target you because you're black. Now, if I was white or I was in any other race, I would have got that juice for half off, or I would have just got that juice at a normal price, not a high price. And you're looking dead at the price. So I'm looking at the girl, and she's looking at me, and I was like, well, you have a black girl working here. You have 2 black girls working there, and they was pretty. Why did y'all do that? I don't know, but you won't get my service anymore. Found out the guy got fired a year later, and I was like, a whole year later, because so many people were saying the same thing. They was like, yo, when you go in there, you ask for a job, they want to sit here and look at you, be like, no, we ain't hiring, knowing that y'all hiring, because we all kept going back to the same place where they hiring at. So the moral of the story is, people look out for these companies because they are not trying to hire us at all. They don't even like us.